Well, next day, surprise! There it was. I expected everything but this. Hello and welcome back to my channel. A few weeks ago I was diagnosed with endometriosis through a laparoscopic excision where all lesions, cysts and scarring were successfully removed. Today I'd like to share my recovery journey with you, including all sorts of firsts after the surgery. I was given an entire piece of paper full of instructions and proper aftercare. Briefly, call whenever my fever gets over 101, no bath for 2 weeks, no heavy lifting for 3 weeks, and no heating pad any longer than 15 minutes. Oh, and how could I forget? Strict pelvic rest for 2 weeks or until cleared by my doctor. So I was actually thinking about making this a vlog style recovery, but you would have seen me laying on the couch literally the whole time. The first day passed by so quick. As I was sleeping most of the time, I was on a bunch of pain medications and took them periodically, just making sure they wouldn't wear off and leave me in a lot of pain. Due to me being on all those painkillers, I took additional laxatives. The last thing I wanted was being constipated or having to deal with cramps. I was actually not able to get up myself, as flexing my non-existing abs would hurt. My belly was extremely bloated and felt really hard at touch. Even my face was kind of swollen. I had tiny bruises around my eyes, not sure what caused that, but fortunately it wasn't painful or anything. Later that day, a nurse checked on me to see if my recovery was going well, and it did. On the second day, I was taking lots of pain medications. My appetite was actually fairly decent, especially all things sweet. Oh, and what I actually forgot to mention earlier, one of the guidelines said I was supposed to poop 48 hours after the surgery. So I tried to eat a good bit, but due to the bowel prep I had to do before, it took a lot longer for everything to get moving. Since I had no bowel movement at all, I had to take milk magnesia. Man, that stuff was so disgusting, but it did what it was supposed to. In the evening, I took my first little walk around the neighborhood. Honestly, it felt like my guts were spilling and I instinctively held my belly. However, it felt so good to get moving and to get out and get some fresh air. That little bit of exercise knocked me out and I slept as soon as I got home. On the third and fourth day after my surgery, I was still on my pain medications and all my laxatives. I couldn't manage to get up since involving my belly was still extremely painful. I also started having really sharp pain with any bowel movement. On a positive note though, I took my first shower and it felt so good. Day 5 was still painful, but nothing compared to the first day after the surgery. While I was still on my medication, I didn't even take nearly as much as I used to. I felt like things were going uphill. Although my belly was still bloated, flabby and hard all at the same time, it was uncomfortable. But on the other hand, my walks around the block went so much better and I was able to get up all on my own. A week after my surgery, I felt extremely nauseous and very uncomfortable. I immediately thought it was some sort of payback for me reducing my meds too early or something like that. So I took it easy to not overexert myself. Well, next day, surprise! There it was. I expected everything but this. My period is never on time, but for some reason it was punctual as could be and it involved a lot of pain. Usually my extreme contraction-like cramps and pain would last about 6 to 10 hours. With the surgery I was really hoping to have less pain. Quite the reverse. It was a full day of pain, bloating, period poop, the whole thing. Since I had my strict 2-week pelvic rest, I wasn't even allowed to use a menstrual cup or a tampon. The whole day was just so uncomfortable and I was a little disappointed, honestly, as I thought it would get better after the surgery, but I didn't want to judge too quickly because the outside may seem healed after a few days or weeks, but the inside takes up to 6 to 8 weeks. So I'm trying to give it time and see how it is the next time. On day 9, I took off my strips. Such a weird feeling, but my wounds looked amazing. I was still having a lot of pain, more so because of the period, but I was able to move around better on my own, not for long periods of time, but step for step. My cycle went on for 5 more days, but the pain got better and better every day. With that, I also reduced my pain medication intake dramatically. On the 12th day, I was off any pain medication and I felt pretty good. Flexing my abs while moving around was doable, yet I got exhausted so quickly. However, I noticed a major change and improvement with things like fatigue, especially in the mornings. 2 weeks after the surgery, I felt so good, somewhat like a new person. Also, I was finally off of my period as well as my 2-week pelvic rest, and I guess we took the chance immediately. While this is a very intimate topic, it is a big part of my recovery. For someone who had pain with intercourse all the time and made it sort of not enjoyable at all, I'm so happy that my first few times didn't hurt at all, just like it should be. My wounds are now all healed, some of them not even visible, and after some recommendations I actually also started treating them with some scar ointment. I will have another appointment aligned with my doctor to go through a detailed surgery protocol and eventually additional treatment. In the meantime, I've been doing a lot of research about natural treatments since I'm not too fond about taking any hormones, and am adjusting my diet to help with my overall health and preventing any pain. Overall, I'm extremely grateful that I underwent the surgery and that my recovery was so quick and smooth. I cannot wait to experience a life with so much less pain, more energy, and an improved health. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. And I see you around next time.